Hello, today is August 15th, 2020, and the time is 11:52 a.m. I've had a few people ask me about how this new project of mine with my new channel is coming along. And I don't have very good news. It's not coming along at all. I was hoping to have at least a few sponsors, and that fell through, so that's going nowhere. And I've been really struggling on my own, trying to survive. I don't even have basic needs fulfilled at this time. It's that bad. And I don't know what more to say. I was really hoping that the new channel and I could start creating some content on that new channel and hopefully help myself out financially, and it hasn't even gone anywhere. So that's the update with the new channel and that new endeavor. And even looking into, for example, Patreon to help out with that channel. You need money to get that started. They have what's called pledges, and you need to pledge with other people and everything else, and I can't even afford to buy food. And it's been a real big struggle. And I mentioned several months ago how the only I forget what the word I used. The only solid thing that I had was receiving a little social assistance over the years, and I got cut off for some strange reason. Although that's another story in itself. I may do a video on that alone, but I don't even have that. And it's been, my situation in my personal life has gotten bad to worse, and being cut off is as a lot of you know who've been following this particular channel, spent 7 years fighting for truth and justice, which began for myself, and then it just expanded into for society, for people, exposing whistleblowing about police, judicial, and political corruption. And really, if you look at it, the province that I'm in, where all this has been taking place, caused this problem for me where I am today. And what little assistance I was getting from this province has been cut off. And when you look at it, it's all a bunch of busybodies. And yes, people say, oh, I'm just doing my job. Well, no. That's just a cowardly excuse to hide behind. I'm doing my job. It's personal. Anytime someone meddles in someone else's life, it's personal. And you can rant all you want. Well, I'm just doing my job. No. And this reflects on the cycles of civilization and types of people and everything else, which I discuss in other videos. So right now I'm just trying to survive hand to mouth, literally. And I don't know what to do. I've expressed in other videos trying to find work. I can't find employment, say for example, reflecting my education and career history, because now I have this wrongful conviction of a criminal record. And that aside, almost every job that I've looked at requires criminal record check, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I have that working against me, and trying to find, I can't do physical labor work because of my disabilities, mostly coming from the injuries that I sustained on May 4th, 2013. So I have all these things working against me, trying to find, and this has been an ongoing problem for myself over say the past 7 years, 7-year nonsense. And I don't know what to do. And then you compound all this stuff. I had mentioned way back when this COVID nonsense had shut down the world, why I took such an interest in it, because it further impacted my life, where a lot of places are not even hiring. A lot of opportunities are not even there anymore because of this whole fear-mongering of an alleged outbreak. And it's still mind-numbing to see how many people buy into it. And a lot of people don't take the time to research, and when they do come across something that contradicts, for example, the mainstream narrative on this, you know, they dismiss it because it's not coming from some sort of authority. And that gets into social conditioning and everything else. But anyway, so this is just basically an update about where I'm at right now. And I've been trying, really trying, for years and for the past few months. And unfortunately, my project, Finding Home Overland, it's not going to happen. So I'm not exactly sure what to do. Several days ago, contacted a friend. I was in a really dark place, and this friend's been, you know, great support. I have a solid handful of good friends that have been very supportive over the years, know my case, know how hard I've tried over the years to move forward and try to do something, and my fight for truth and justice and whistleblowing and everything else. And yeah, several days ago, we spent some time talking, and wanted to thank my friend for taking the time. And see, in previous videos that I've mentioned, people who have friends and family have some sort of vested interest in an individual, whereas these so-called professionals and strangers don't. They're just doing a job, right? But when you have people that actually care, who take the time to get to know you and understand you and see what you're going through, and a lot of the problems, say for example, I'm going to use my situation as to highlight this point. When you deal with people who don't know you, say for example in my case, with the police, the courts, and the political structure out here, nobody knows me, nobody cares. You don't see the devastation of their lies and compounding these lies and injustices, what impact it has on an individual. They're disconnected. Whereas, you know, say for example in my case, my friends see the devastation of all these things. And the people who caused my problem could have fixed it and prevented problems, not just for myself, but everyone else involved. You look at, you know, people had lost their careers, or their careers have been compromised because of all this, and things just snowballed. And these people get mad at me for what they're doing. It's projecting. And society gives the benefit of the doubt, the assumption that, you know, well, these people are professional, as if there's something, they're more human than human, and they're not. In fact, a lot of them are less than human, because They don't care what they do, what harm they do to other people. They forfeit their humanity. And I admit that's some bitterness coming out of me. But it's very hard not to be frustrated and bitter. And although I forgive, or I have forgiven all these people, I'm still living in the aftermath. And yeah, this is the reality, and this is why, speaking mostly of men, because men have a higher statistic with what I'm about to say, this is why men become homeless. And they end up resorting to drugs and alcohol, which I don't do either of those, and even suicide, because they fall through the cracks of the system of corruption, whether it be in the criminal courts. A lot of stories of men going through the family courts. Same idea. And what we see with my case, my story, is how everything unfolds. And there's evidence, and you can actually see how it all unfolds and how people, men, end up where I am. Just one step away from dumpster diving. And over the years, you know, I've talked to and met a lot of homeless people on the streets, and listening to their stories, and a lot of people, and they say the same thing, you know, as others. You know, your average person goes by them calling the names, saying get a job and all this other stuff, and people don't realize or even take the time to understand, well, how did this person get here? And when you actually listen to it, and yes, there's people who cause their own demise, who don't want to help themselves or whatever. But when you actually take the time to look at people who are destitute and get to know them, you'll see there's a majority of them have a story. And then with all the stresses of that, like for example, with all the stresses that I've dealt with over the past 7 years of constant bombardment with injustice, of these nonsensical rulings with voir dires and everything else, it just starts to take its toll on you mentally. And when you come out at the end with nothing to show for your personal efforts, it's hard. So, and I'm dealing with post-traumatic stress from the event of May 4th, 2013 as well, which you don't really see. Most of my videos, I do share some moments just to say, see, this is what it looks like, somebody who's going through a lot. So take what you will from this video. If there's anything valuable for anyone, this is just, again, me sharing an update about where I am. The new channel, the new project hasn't gone anywhere, and it's not going to go anywhere, so that's short-lived. And I did mention that in my intro video to that. So yeah, this is my life. It's embarrassing to share this, but sharing this hopefully helps, say for example, society as a whole. And we all have a story. And I'm not saying my story is worse or better than anyone's. I can only share my story. And if someone else has a story and they want to share it, please do. And I've had people message me in one way or another with their story. Actually, I've had a lot of people over the years do that. And you know, some people are really embarrassed, and I get it, because it's embarrassing to say, hey, listen, you know, I can't remember the last time I had meat. But it is what it is. So hopefully this shows people, society, that life is a little bit more complicated. Hopefully gives, as some people have said, my videos have given them strength, so hopefully that continues. So yeah, this is all I gotta say, just a quick update. And I want to thank all my subscribers and people support, my friends. And yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.